video. Sorry, let me readjust this here. So I'm working on the new Procreate Dreams 2. Does it keep? Oh, it's the way that. Okay, there we go. I was like, what the hell's going on with that? So anyway, this is the updated version of Procreate Dreams. If you want to see Procreate Dreams, this is the beta version, right? Yeah, beta version. So the testing version. Even though they know they released the updated, the updated the heck is it? The updated format or the updated version. Jesus. Excuse me one second. I need to close out this one program. I was looking up references for art, but it's not because it's art reference. It's not the most rated PG reference out there. So even though it's not rated PG, unfortunately there is some nudity. So I had to take it off the screen before YouTube takes down my stuff here. So anyway, so I did have the original first Procreate, the first one when it came out. I did do a little bit of stuff with the Iron Blaze course, and then I got into my other projects, stuff like that. So I'll kind of show you guys some of the stuff that I kind of worked on before that, and then the new updates, and then there are a few things that are not working, I think, in the way that the Procreate team was wanting them to work out as. I guess I'll go over that as well. So first of all, the old Procreate files says 1.0, and then it has the newer ones. It converts the old files to a new format, and then it just says dreams and then whatever one. So these are my practice files here. These are the old files. So even if I try to open the old file, it's going to convert it to this is the new. So what? This is the new one. This is the new file. Okay. So an example would be, I'm gonna try to reopen this one again, and it's gonna automatically convert it to a Dreams 2 file. So this is the file here. So in the original Dreams file, can I do? Okay, so nope. Okay, so in the original Dreams file, the now flip book option that they have in the new one, you could do drawings, individual drawings, which was equivalent to a cell or a single frame in animation, if that makes sense. Now their drawing is separate from their flip book, so it's two different things. So I'm gonna go with what I think they were trying to do with the drawing and it being separate from the flip book. So technically all of these are individual drawings, right? All these are individual drawings, but they're also a cell. So now if I want to edit this, I have to convert it. So create a frame by frame animation from all the drawings on this track. And then it'll say either a single drawing, or I'm guessing it's going to group the whole entire thing and convert that into a flip book. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try see if it'll just convert this whole entire track into flip book itself versus me having to select the whole thing. So let's see. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do continue to see if it'll do the whole track. So it grouped it. So the first thing it does is it groups it and then it converts it into a flip book. Okay, cool. So flip book, and I can go finish drawing. So yeah, it converted the whole entire flip book, or that whole entire track, into a flip book. I wish this wasn't as big as it is, because this shit gets in my this irritates me that it's so big. Because I can't even see the name of this if I wanted to. Like, unless I click out of it and then, or off of it, and then I can see the name of it. That's kind of a little irritating. But actually, you guys can't even see what the hell I'm talking about. so, uh, so let me do this. So let's undo it so you guys can see what I was talking about. So what I was saying is, if I want to convert this whole entire thing, this whole entire track, because this whole thing right here is a track. Each line is called a track. If I want to convert this whole entire track to, wait, stop, damn it. If I want to convert this whole entire track into a flip book versus just each individual drawing, I can click on this. It'll say it can create a frame by frame drawing from this track. And then what it's going to end up doing is going to end up grouping everything and then converting it into a flip book. So it's going to group it and then convert it. So then everything is now a frame by frame. What the hell did I do that? Oh, because it was off screen, so I didn't care. That's why. So if I exit, if I go to finish flip book here, so trying to so I can incorporate all of this. There you go. So if I go here, flip book, and exit a flip book, so then there's just the individual drawings here. So there's that, right? This drawing here, now this, I'm not going to convert this to a flip book. I think it's just one large drawing anyway. I don't need to. I wish they had the option to lock a track, so that way you don't accidentally edit drawing. I guess I can lock it from here, maybe? Can I lock it from here? No. Maybe? No. That's, Maybe that's something they can work on, because I can't lock a layer. I don't think so. If I do this, I can't lock it. Oh, that sucks. I guess it's because it's animation, but I do wish that they would have it to where you could at least lock a layer so you don't accidentally mess it up. Procreate, if the Procreate team is listening, that would be a cool feature to add to lock a, even if it like to lock a track so you don't accidentally mess it up. Possibly, if that's even a thing, if you can even, that's like something you can incorporate. But anyway, so I need to convert this whole thing into a track as well. So I'm not going to just do the single drawing, do the whole entire track. I need to convert it to a flip book. So it's going to group it, and that's applying that. So then we go here, because I'm assuming it has, for whatever reason, it has to crop it, because you don't have like an infinite canvas anymore with the dreams file. I'm assuming that's due to performance. So when you're converting it, it literally is applying crop if the drawing is too big. But since this is all contained, it doesn't need to crop anything. So there's that. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna finish flipbook or finish drawing. So everything now is very easy to access. So if you want to change anything within the setting of your animation before, like the onion skin and all that rest of that stuff, it was kind of hidden. Like you had to click on this part to get into it. And now you don't have to. You can literally click this button here and it gives you the information here. So about this art, the only thing you can do here is change by who it was made by, and you can change that. But outside of that, like you can't change the title of your animation. You have to do that on the theater screen. But you can change your frames per second here. Um, you can also do the duration of your animation. You can actually change it here. So we'll do 6 seconds. You can do the history. So you could actually back up recovery points in your project. And I'm assuming that's if you want to not have an infinite amount of undos, which I'm assuming would make the file larger. You would be able to have recovery points within your animation. I'm not quite sure how this works. I don't think that's something they really explained. And then, of course, resolution, you can change that. It's pretty standard. Then your stage, background color, if you want a transparent background or not. This is where you have your onion skin. So your onion options, visibility, you can turn that on, turn it off. So onion skin visibility, your color. So this doesn't actually have to change this. I guess these are the standard colors, and then you can change these to whatever you want them to. I guess it does not transition over from project to project. So, and then of course, opacity, I think it's naturally set to 20. So we're gonna do 40 here and then back. Yeah, I think it's automatic. These are the set colors and well, I changed the colors, but set colors and opacity for those. And on the timeline, you can do one shot. So their one shot, I don't think works correctly. The ping pong works. Like the ping pong works fine. And then the loop works because it does loop. It does loop. But the one shot, which I think is supposed to play it once and then stop, I don't think that's working correctly, if that's what it's supposed to do. Because it just keeps going back to the beginning. So it's not a one shot, it's just looping. So if Procreate is paying attention, so let me readjust this here. Let's do it that way. I feel like I don't know if it's straight or not for you guys, but I'm not sure if Procreate is paying attention, but that is, let me do this, there we go. That's off. Like the one shot doesn't work. I don't think the way it's supposed to, or at least not the way that I think it's supposed to work anyway. I don't know. I might be tripping. Share, so you can share it as a video, an animated GIF, a frame by frame, or non-frame frames as images, current frame, Procreate Dreams file, or advanced export. And you can change stuff here. So that's pretty cool. I haven't touched this yet, so maybe one day I'll get into that. So we're gonna cancel that. Then you have preferences, wrap and undo delay, undo and redo button, which I do have on screen, which is right here. You have keyboard shortcuts. I don't have keyboard, so this doesn't really matter to me, but you can change the shortcuts for if you have a keyboard for your iPad. And then gestures. You have that. But outside of that, let's see what we got going on here. Trying to think. So project, nothing there that I wanted to mess with. Okay, the one thing I do like that I am so thankful that they added was now with Procreate Dreams, you can I'm so thankful. I didn't even think about this. Is the fact that you can now adjust the length of your animation right on the tracks or the this part here instead of having to go into the settings of the animation and adjust it here and then hope and pray that you have the duration correctly or you add enough time for it. You can genuinely just do it here. So say you did an animation and say this like you did like a 2-second animation and you realize like that's not enough time, like you're going to need more time, maybe you need a 5-second animation, or with all your drawings, everything that you've done, yada yada yada, now it's a 5-second animation instead of having to go through here and then do all the duration, which before you had to, I think, go through the settings and it take you off of the stage. You can literally just do it from here. So you can literally go here and you can do, ooh, I didn't even realize this. You can do enter duration here or fit to content. Look at you. Or if you want to, you can just adjust it out to expand it. And I think that's pretty freaking cool. So if you want, you can do fit to content and it'll shrink it. Or enter duration and then I'll do like 10 minutes. Of course, it's not going to be 10 minutes. And then do here. And then I have a 10-minute thing. Okay, here's my other issue. I know they broke it up in seconds for a reason because you can, seconds are important when you're talking about animation. But god dog, I wish there was a way that they could put just a general, like maybe this is, I don't want keyframes, I just want to compose where this right here. This is, I wish they could okay, there we go. I'll do 5 seconds. How about that? There we go. I wish that if it was if it was like a long distance. So let me do this. So like I'm gonna do duration. I'm gonna do 10 minutes, right? I need 2 minutes. Like the further out it is, break it up into minutes, and then as you get closer, then start breaking it down into seconds. But I don't think I don't know if they'd be able to do that with the program, just because of how it's set up with the time frame. So, because then you have to like get. Now I'm getting like super close, and now I can see the 2 seconds. So what we're gonna do is I've got 10 minutes. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do 5 seconds, so we can shrink that up, and then I can do fit to content. There we go. Another thing that I wish the Procreate Dreams would incorporate, if it's even possible, is to be able to lock tracks. And the only reason I say that is because, especially on tracks that are drawings, if I accidentally move this, like I can't lock this. I can't lock this drawing. Even if I go into drawing, I can't lock this layer. Which means if I accidentally draw on it, I'm kind of SOL. Like I can't lock it. Even if I create a new layer, I can't even lock this one. And I wish they had that option so that way you don't accidentally draw on a layer or a track that you don't want to draw on, or mess it up and without meaning to, and then like you're kind of screwed at that point. So I really do wish that Procreate, the Procreate team, would add either a feature to lock a track or lock layers within a track, because even if I go to flipbook here, I can add layers within this drawing here. So I can do like another layer here, but I can't lock it. I can't lock it, and I don't like that. I don't like that. So, also, okay, so when it comes to the onion skins, that's fine here. So yeah, that's the only, I wish there was the option to be able to lock layers and or tracks. Let me lock one of them. In fact, let me lock a track, because then I can work with that. Let me be able to lock a track. Anyway, so outside of that, you've got your compose, which is like your thing is more or less more meant for your form, your frame by frame. You've got your perform, which we'll go over that hopefully a little bit later. And then you've got your keyframe, and I'll show you what I did with that on another animation I was working with. I was just BSing with it, trying to see something. So we'll go back to compose. So within this, in the compose form here, come on, okay, there we go. Like, whatever. You're gonna go add, and you can add flipbook / frame by frame, which is pretty much what that is. Drawing, text, or track. So if I add a track, there's a track here, right? The track is here, but there's nothing there yet. So if I do track, if I add a track, there's nothing I can do there, right? I don't think, because if I click on it, it just shows. I guess if I wanted to paste something, then that would be then there would be that. Because I guess if I wanted to do like this, and then let's do. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna take this drawing, and then I'll do copy, and then if I want to go here and then do paste. So I think that's that's the only benefit I could see of creating an empty track, because I create this track is empty up here, and I can't do anything from here, right? Like I can't click here and then draw on it. I have to go to plus, and then it says add new. So if I do flip book, and then I'm gonna go back real quick, finish flip. Is it adding it to the track that I did? I'm assuming. I think it's added to the track. Okay. So let's do this. So, because this is I'm not sure if you guys can even really see it. I wish there was I could change this, but this, if you guys can see, this is the track. So I'm hoping you can pick up the slight gray change, but this is the track. This is, of course, the flip book, and there's like a division between. So I'm assuming if it's taking the empty track, and then I'm gonna do draw for whatever reason. So I'm assuming it's on that track. Okay, okay. But it doesn't make any sense, because if I delete the track, delete content, there's nothing there. Okay, deleted the track. So if I do this, and I just do flipbook, it's automatically going to add a new track on there for me. And if I do another one and I do drawing, it's going to add another track automatically. So I don't see why you can just add an empty track. And maybe, okay, oh, well, let me see, because I guess let me do this. I'm going to do track. So if there's nothing there, and then I'm going to do, based on that, I'm going to do photo. And I'm just going to add a random photo from my my things here. Oopsies. A lot of reference here. It's just going to add, I'm just going to add whatever. What do I have on here? We'll just add this screenshot here. That's fine. Is it adding it to that track? It's not even adding it to the track that I added. So, dude, because my phone stopped going the hell off, and I can't mute it because I'm live. Whatever. Yeah, they're just gonna hear my phone going off from my family messages. So I'm not sure why it needs to add why that delete content. Why the individual track button is there. I don't know. Maybe someone will find a use for it. I don't know. But yeah, so of course you can add text. Like I said, drawing, which is so okay. So I think I'm gonna go back to theater. Um, this is the same thing. This is the same thing. It's just I changed the drawing to black because I was testing out the fill button or the fill feature, so I could actually. I guess they improved their fill selection, so there's no issue with that. Just drop and fill. Ooh, that's bright. Um, the one thing I do wish I could do with the Procreate Dreams is I wish I could import my palette. I can't import palettes, and they don't have the reference layer or the reference option anymore, which is they used to have, but they don't have it anymore. I'm not sure why not, but it is what it is. Uh, which is, hey, I mean, I guess you could have um, different palettes associated with characters and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure that can get annoying really quickly. Um, because you can do different palettes. Like you can add different palettes, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna get it. That would get annoying because I can't import my palettes. Oops, undo. See, this is why I wish I could lock a freaking layer, man, because then I wouldn't have to accidentally worry about moving something. Like, uh, fix, fix that. At least let me lock a track. But I don't even think you can lock a track. Let me double check. Yeah, cut, copy, duplicate, paste, rename, highlight, blend, mask, split content, duplicate, fill duration, track options, show, hide. There's no freaking lock. There's no freaking lock. Give me a lock feature. Give me give me a lock feature. Um Dang, I wish I had a lock feature. Whatever. Um so um the one thing I do like that they did is that you can have within a flip book, you can have, I guess, tracks within a track. So technically, this line right here is a track. And if I edit flip book, this is the track, right? This is the track that has the ball on it. I can go ahead and add another track within this track. So a box within a box, pretty much, and draw something else. Um, within this, I'm just gonna. What pencil do I have? They did update their library too. So this is the classic, and this is my imported stuff here. So that's why these don't look familiar. And then they have refreshes. So let's do I don't texture environment metro. Okay, chalk. Let's do crystal. I don't know what they have going on here. I actually have not looked at the brushes that they actually have added. Let me see. Inking, sketching, monoline. My phone keeps going off and it's irritating me. wiggle, script, ink. Let's just do sketching for what it, no, because I don't like the sketching brushes. I personally do not like the sketching brushes. I'm very particular about my sketching brushes. Let's do outline, I guess. Let's see what they got going on the outlines. I'm gonna have to make my own colors here because unfortunately, with the color palette that they have, it's not really my go-tos here. I'm probably gonna end up having to import my own colors here. So track within a track. So we're gonna go here. Oopsies. I'm just gonna test this like this. And then like this. Oh, you know why? Because I'm animating on twos. So you can, so here, okay, so yeah, so I'm animating on twos. So let's do this. So within these frames, you can edit the frame duration within this. So you can do insert frame, you can do paste, you can do track options here within itself. You can remove a single frame, you can empty the selection. So you can do different things within the track itself or within the flipbook option, within the flipbook, but also within the tracks within the flipbook. Because I did these on twos. So I'm going to do here. So I'm going to go back here. And then when I do this, I can extend this, right? Or I can just go here and hold. If it'll let me, come on. And then, so if you're doing it, you can't have the arrows, right? Which is irritating. It's a little irritating, but that's fine, whatever. They click off of it, click back on it, and then do a long hold. And I can do frame duration. I could just do 2. And then it'll expand it to 2 frames because I'm doing these for 2 seconds. And then also I can also insert a frame. So for example, say I needed an additional frame at the end for whatever reason of after 66, I can add a frame to extend that. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So go here and then go here. And then, so, but I have to extend this. I can't, I have to extend it manually or go, or go like it, or, hold and then duration to, but it's just quicker just to do the little arrow and then drag it that way. So, and then I'm going to go here. And of course I have to stand that out. And then here. I haven't even touched the animation, but I'm just kind of going based. I'm just kind of showing you guys the new things that I know they've added within Procreate Dreams based off of the things I've already played with in this the previous version. And I'm just showing you guys that you can add multiple tracks within a single track. So I have this, right? And say after it hits, I want a different track. So then I can add another track. And I don't know if there's a limit to the number of tracks you can have. So we'll do edit. So this will add another cell within wherever you're doing that, right? So we don't want that. So I'm going to add another track, which is this button here. Now I have 3 tracks. So we're going to go, and then I want this one to kick off here. And then what we're going to do, like I said, this is just kind of messing around here, but son of a bitch to redo. I'm going to do like a red here. No, I'll do like a yellow, like a dark yellow caution here. And then I want it to go here. So that's where I'm going to do this. Like, I need to lighten this color up. I don't like it. There you go, something like that, maybe. Like I said, just kind of adding something, because I just want to show you guys that you can have multiple tracks within a track. And then we're going to extend this out, and then we're going to add another track to continue from this. And I think you can rearrange these. So if I click here, oopsies, I don't know if you can. No, I don't think you can move these tracks. Oh, you can. Okay, you can. Okay, cool. So move that down here. And then this one, I wish you could name the tracks within a track, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. Can't be too picky. But if you name the track outside of it, I'm assuming that you would know. Well, yeah, if you're limiting, excuse me, if you like if the track is called ball, you would just have whatever's associated going on with this ball within that track, so that way you don't have to worry about it. And then we'll do this. Maybe I'll do a green color just for the hell of it, because why not? And then we'll do like this. And we're gonna still, because this is going on twos, extend that out. This doesn't have to be anything crazy. And I do like the fact that you can just like lightly tap the cell to just, I don't light tap, but just tap it once, and then you're already on the, you can extend it from there versus like trying to do like this long hold or anything. You just go from there. So we'll do that. And then you can't zoom or what's the word I'm looking for? You can't like zoom or zoom in or zoom out of this time frame, of this timeline. It's just, it is what it is. You just, so just be mindful of that. We need to expand this. What I want to do, oops, didn't mean to do that. It's like this. I know this is not going to make any sense, but whatever. Just want to kind of play with it. So then I can play within this format. So I'm done with this. So I did finish flipbook. Just gonna play with that. So all that editing that I did, it's within this flipbook, so it's not separate from it, which is cool. I like that. So technically, if I wanted to, I could have. So this right here, this track is literally the shading of the ball here. So it's that line on the ball. So if I wanted to, like I said, but mind you, I did this in the older version. I could have, well, now instead of doing this on a separate track, which is how the old Procreate Dreams was, I can go here in this one. I can edit. Let me turn this off first. I'm gonna turn this off because so I don't want to see that. I'm going to edit flipbook in the ball track. I'm going to add a new track, which I think it added on the bottom, so we're going to undo. I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to add a track, so I'll add a track above it. Now I can do, can I color select? Yes, I can. Look at that. I'm going to add the shine of the ball on this because it's the track within the ball track itself. It's a track within the ball track, so that way I don't have to separate. I can keep it all together. And then we're gonna remember this is on 2s. And the one thing I did like that Procreate added is you can now save your sizes. So good looking out, because I think in the last one, I don't think you could. I'm gonna add like another one here. Just kind of break it up, and then we're gonna do maybe here. Sad face. And then I guess here. Too big. Oh, I want still. Bro, my phone is just popping, but it's the sibling chat that I have with my siblings, so I'm not complaining. It's 4 of us, so. Everyone's chit-chatting except for me because I'm live with you guys. Going over what's new in Procreate Dreams, as well as learning, well, not right now anyway, but I'll be going into learning more about animation, because for those that didn't know, when I was in high school, specifically my 11th, was it sophomore and senior year? Is that how it goes? Sophomore, senior, or junior, senior? Whatever. 10th and 11th and 12th grade. I wanted to get into animation because I was like, I've always wanted to get into animation. Like comics and animation was like my go-to. And when I got to the point where I knew I was like wanting to create my own stories and stuff, then I was like, ooh, like animation, I feel like would be awesome because then I wanted to see my stories like on the big screen. And then, I found out the amount of not only work, because I was fine with, there being a ton of work having to be done for an animation, but the fact that it was a team effort. There was so much that was involved with animation, as far as like the coloring and the backgrounds and the character designs and the in-betweens, the frame by frames, all that stuff. And like, it really wasn't a one person job outside of like the voice acting, right? And when when I found that information out, like I was just like, yeah, like so animation is out for me at this moment. Comics, I can create my own stories in comics and not have to worry about having a team because I can do that solo. Yeah, it'll take longer, but I can do it solo. Animation, on the other hand, at the time, um, it really wasn't an option to be able to do like a one man, one woman team animation, because even with the teams that were out there, right, with the amount of people that were working on like a single animation, it was taking them what, 4 plus years to work on one film, an hour and a half film, um, a 90-minute film. Uh, so could you imagine how long it would take with the process that they were doing for one person to do it? You know, not, like I said, not including voice acting, just talking about uh, everything else that comes with that, with creating an animation. So now, nowadays, people can create their own animations. Like the fact that this allows this program, I think, will allow a lot of indie solo creators to create their own animations, um, or at least small teams. The Let me go to theater real quick. Practice. Let me get out of this one. So, even though this, of course, isn't the full animation, but the Aaron Blaze animation program or course that he has on his website, which I hope with the new Dreams 2 coming out, hopefully he'll update it with the new tools and stuff that they have. But he was able to create his animation with, I think, like a four man group, maybe three, not including the not I'm thinking I'm gonna say not including the sound designer or the sound effects. I think specifically dealing with art, maybe it was like 3 people. I don't know. Um, and that was, I think they created within, I think he said 12 weeks. 12 weeks. And honestly, 12 weeks isn't a lot, isn't long. Um, with like storyboarding, character design, drawing everything out, coloring everything, because it wasn't computer animation. It's like, I mean, it's computer, but hopefully you understand what I mean when I say computer animation versus 2D drawn animation. Um, because it's not like CGI animation, I guess, or like 3D rigged animation versus hand drawn in the computer animation. I'm hoping that makes sense because I know there's going to be someone who's going to be like, chicken use computer animation because it's not on the computer, it's not on paper. Uh, but it's hand drawn versus like 3D figures that are rigged, stuff like that, right? But I think he said it took like 12 weeks for the team to put together a minute. Is a minute and some change. How long was that animation? I'm gonna look it up on YouTube. Actually, let's just do this. I'm gonna pull up YouTube, and we're gonna pull it up. Uh, Aaron Blaze, animation. Oh, he did do Snow Bear. If you guys have not seen that short animation, please go see it because it is a beautiful animation. Like he did it. It took him a few years to do it, but it's all hand drawn. Um, well, I don't know if it's all hand drawn, but I know the animation within like the bears and all the rest of that. So all that is hand drawn. The backgrounds and I think everything was done by hand. Like the painting and the backgrounds and stuff, like all that was painted. Like it wasn't. I don't think any of it was like 3D model stuff. Um, I might be wrong, but I don't think so. I think everything was done like regular 2D animation, just in the computer. But this is the animation that he did. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna play it for you guys, but I don't want to. I hope I don't get copy strike. I'm gonna turn off my volume here. But this is the animation. I'm gonna play it. Hopefully I don't get copy strike here. Um, uh, yeah, I'm not paying. I'm not paying YouTube. I'm not paying for YouTube Premium. They can suck my butt cheeks. But yeah, like all of this. And I'll do this. I'll open it. So like all of this was like hand drawn. Like backgrounds, the clouds, the birds, all this stuff. And of course, he used the tools to make things a little bit easier, like the clouds. I think he used the um, performance button where you can like you're slowly moving it as your animation is playing. I honestly do wish though that in his course he provided the full file for this animation to see how he broke everything down as far as scene by scene, broken scenes, um, the performance, what was hand drawn, or what was frame by frame animation, what was like performance, stuff like that. Cause like I'm assuming that one's performance with the eagles going down or the seagulls. Um, and then like I'm assuming like I kind of wish I knew because I'm assuming like this is performance. Like he set up the I don't know. Like I don't know how he did that one because it looks like performance like he's moving it side by side, but then you have the individual wings itself. Like I wish I knew how he would have did that. But yeah, these are all the people that partook in the creating of the animation. It's a very small team. It's a very small team of people. So I think what 3 people that created that created that animation. Uh, there we go. So I think that's pretty cool. So I think that now, especially because animation Procreate Dreams does now have like the lasso tool and stuff like that. It's perform. That's what it was. Perform. It's going to make it a lot easier for animators to do stuff. And I know people are still like comparing Procreate Dreams to like Toon Squid. What other freaking programs are out there that I know people are using? Let's go to App Store real quick. I'm just gonna look up animation. You got, of course, Clip Studio Paint, but you have to pay the yearly subscription. So you have Flip a Clip, All Right Motion. I don't know what that is. So yeah, Flip a Clip, Animation Desk. There's a Rough Animator, Toon Squid. I'm not sure what other animation. Clippage. I don't know, whatever that one. But a lot of people are comparing that like Procreate Dreams to these other programs, and I can understand why, because these programs have been out for a while, but at the same time, understanding that Procreate is trying to be its own thing. Like it's not I don't think Procreate Dreams is trying to be Flip a Clip. I don't think Procreate Dreams is trying to be Toon Squid. So I don't expect Toon Squid to have, or like I'm not expecting Toon Squid to have the same things that Clippage has, or Clippage to have the same things that Toon Boom has. I know Toon Boom is a different animation program. It's a little bit more, I think, geared towards 3D animation, I think, at this point. But um, I'm not expecting those programs to have the same tools that they have going from one program to the other. Um, I just don't think it's logical to think that certain programs are going to have that. And I think Procreate Dreams, I think when they came, like I said, this is just what I'm assuming. I think when they decided to come into or get to step into the animation aspect, I'm just gonna type in Toon Boom. I think when they decided to, I don't even think there's Toon Boom on iPad. Okay, apparently there is not. I think it's only on computer. But I don't think. I think that I do like the reference markers here. I'm not even gonna lie. I think when they decided to step into the animation aspect of things, I think it was more of bringing back like 2D animation, like hand drawn 2D animation versus these like rigging type animations, which I know some people do, people still are doing that within Procreate. But I think when Procreate came, I think when they decided to step into this, it was more of like the 2D hand drawn animation aspect of it. So I'm not expecting certain things um, that, well, technically, I mean, I don't really have to mess with any of our animation programs, but I think that's where I think a lot of people might be missing what Procreate is trying to do within its program. Like, I do understand that there are certain things that people are like, look, this like the being able to reference like drawings and like character sheets and stuff like that. I do think they need to bring that back because it does make it hard for people to be able to reference stuff, and it would suck to have to constantly go from like Procreate Dreams and then go to Procreate, or have like a small screen here and then um, like have Dreams here, and then you're trying to go here, and then you're trying to switch to like I do understand that frustration, but other things I feel like they can they're trying to make it more geared towards 2D drawn animation versus some of the other stuff that's out there. But this is the animation I did working from the Aaron Blaze course here, um, and this was like my like technically like my first official animation that I did. Of course, following along with the course. So like I definitely see like the stuff that I could work on, like the proportions. His fins could have been a little bit bigger, the body, stuff like that. So if I go into, pause this here. So like the clouds here, I don't even know how I did this. I think the clouds, I think this was performance because they're slowly moving. So I don't know. I can't edit the drawing. So I think I did performance and was moving them over. Because I don't really have much to go on here. It's a drawing. It's a solid drawing versus just multiple drawings within when I did it. So, but an example would be if I go to theater Nope, I don't want to go there. I want to go to here. Um, what's one? We'll go this. So I was messing with the keyframes based on like the animation that's did with Aaron Blaze, but I wanted to get an idea of like what I could possibly do with the keyframes, and this has got busted. So because I was messing with stuff and it did not work out the way I wanted it to. Um, but anyway, I set keyframes. So if I go to keyframes, there's multiple keyframes. Okay, the one thing I don't like um, is that you have to click keyframes in order to see the keyframes that you have preset. Because if I go to compose, there's nothing there. If I go to perform, the keyframes pull up. And if I go to keyframes, the keyframes pull up. But if I go to compose, the keyframes aren't there. And I think it's a little bit difficult because if I want to do something based on where a particular keyframe is, I don't know where that keyframe is unless I go here and then I can go from here. But like I don't know where that keyframe is until I see it. So there's that, right? But actually let's do this. Let me go to theater. I'm going to create a whole new thing. I'm going to go to theater. I'm going to do select. No, I don't want to select. I'm going to do a new one. And this hasn't changed. I'm going to do a square. You can change the resolution here. You can do empty, but I don't think it really makes a difference. And you can, of course, do the duration here. So frames per second, I'm just going to do 12. I'm going to do 12. I'll keep the duration the same. And then you can do flip book or you can do empty. I'll go empty so you guys can see what it looks like. So if I do empty, there's nothing there. There's no tracks there. But if I go, I'm gonna do the same one. If I do one, I'm gonna do select, then square. I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm just gonna go to. This keeps the same thing there. I'm gonna go to flip book. It just opens on a flip book. That's the only difference. So I am going to. I hate that you have to, instead of being able to just. Okay, there we go. But why can't I do it? Okay, there we go. Well, I guess so you don't accidentally delete something because, like in Procreate, you can just swipe and then you can delete it from there. But I guess so you don't accidentally delete a project that you spent hours on, you have to actually select and hold, which is fine, or do the select button here, and then we're going to delete. But this is the only place that you can actually go ahead and actually rename the son of a biscuit, rename the actual project. So I'm just going to say test, boom, right? So I'm going to go here, and what we're going to do, so this is, so in the old Procreate Dreams, right? I'm going to do this. You can adjust the size here. So in the old Procreate Dreams, right? I'm going to have to do something here. I'm just going to do draw real quick. In the old Procreate Dreams, this is it for the 5th time, you had, say this was the actual iPad, right? This was your iPad. And then within your iPad, this is Procreate Dreams, right? This is Dreams right here, right? Dreams. Okay, so this is Dreams, which means you've got like your time frame down here, like with your tracks, and then you've got the screen here for your drawing, right? You had this, and this was like colored black, right? Because this was the border here. This was son of a biscuit. This black screen here was this, right? And then this was the actual action area. What was it? What do they call it beforehand? The stage. No. What do they call this? But it was like this, yeah, say like your stage, like your active stage. And then within your stage, you had your active, what the fuck? There was a, okay, hold on. Procreate Dreams. We can do it this way. Learning. Community beginner series. I do it this way. Editing tools, action animation. No, all Procreate Dreams, not Procreate. Give me a second. Give me a second. I think they completely updated everything. Crap. Crap. Handbook. Let's do this. Let's see. Handbook. Interface. Overview. Theater. Nope. Timeline and mode. Stage and canvas. Okay. So yeah, so it was like this was your canvas, like this was the canvas, and then was your stage. And you could have, I'm gonna switch this out. Let me go to my sketch stuff. I do my pencil. So you had the canvas here, and you had your stage here, and you could draw certain things like trees and stuff like that off the stage, but it's still on your canvas. So that way, as you can do a performance and kind of move your selection, so select, you can move the stuff that's on your canvas through your stage scene to make it look like it's moving, right? They still have that. I'm going to delete this frame now. Delete content. They still have that, but the way they have it is you can go to, I think it's here, project, resolution, not the resolution, stage, and how do you, oh my God, which one is it? There's a way you can actually adjust it. So if you go project, where is it at? About this artwork, frame, duration, it's not resolution. Come on. Stage, timeline, Procreate Dreams, gestures, performance. It's not performance, it's not keyframes. Oh my gosh, where is it? Crap. Theater, no, that's not it. Did they change it? Keyboard shortcuts, gestures, project. It's the resolution. Stage. Time. There was a way you could actually change it. So I guess you can. So if I do draw, let's do this. I'm going to do draw real quick. So, okay. So I think it to be in draw format. So this is your, I guess you would call it your, what would you call this? I guess like your canvas, right? And then this is your stage. But you can also do settings. Is it settings? Where's it at? Oh my gosh, there's a way you can actually edit this. Transform, that's not what I want to do. We're gonna do cut. Just remove that because I don't know what's on there. Add. No, canvas. Canvas crop. Okay, so there we go. There we go. Okay. So I'm in drawing mode and you go to settings and on canvas, you can crop and resize. So that way, if I want to adjust my actual canvas here so I can have other stuff back here, I'm going to go this, I'm going to do this for a second. This is my active stage. So this is what you guys are going to see when I do something, right? I don't. Okay, the one thing I wish, the other thing I wish that freaking Procreate would add would be a freaking line tool. Cause my dude, yeah, like I can't, no line here, no line, which sucks. Um, uh, that sucks. I don't think I can transform. I can't. There's no There's no shape tools. I don't have any tools. Any add onion skin. Like I don't have anything where I can add a straight line, which kind of sucks, but whatever. So I'm gonna do. So we'll do this. I'm gonna do a line here. That sucks. I can't do a straight line with. Like I can hold, and it's not gonna get me a straight line. Please fix that, Procreate. Please fix that, because that is irritating. I would literally have to draw a line in Procreate and then transfer it over to Procreate Dreams. And that kind of sucks if I'm doing a straight line and like a solid ground. But anyway, so I could do this and then say, do multiple, I'll do a different layer. Like I'm gonna do, I don't freaking know. You know what? We'll just do this. We'll just do this. I'm gonna do. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Do this. These will look like trees in a second. Very alien-like trees. In a second. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. We're gonna play with some stuff. I'm figuring it out as I go. Figuring it out as I go. So, so I'm gonna do here, and then and then maybe like this. Alien trees here. Actually, do this here, and then this one can go from here, and then this one can go from here like that. Oh, it's not, definitely not practical. It's definitely not how real trees work. But in this example, yes, it is. Okay. So like this is and I do like that we can now have a selection tool. So here's this, right? So now instead of having to worry about and then we'll go to done, finish drawing. Actually, what I need to do, edit drawing, I need to go back again. So what we're gonna do, this layer, whoopsies, delete this layer, drawing, finish layer. We're gonna do another layer, drawing. We're gonna do, oopsies, we're gonna do here, and we're just gonna, actually we'll do it this way. Boom, look at that. All right, so then we're gonna do finish drawing. So now, this is actually, that's fine. So now, I forgot where I was going with this, but so that's where I was going. So if you want to, you can still draw outside of your active stage and actually have more going on, and then you can still have your other stuff. But it is what's going to end up happening is when you go out of the drawing stage, then it's just kind of hidden. So on this layer, you can see this, but you can't see this layer until I click on it, which is fine. So if I do performance, right, what we're going to do is we're going to make it look like this person. Oh, shit. Let's go back here. Oopsies. We're going to finish drawing. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to bring this. Can I do? There we go. Let's say, I know I can expand this somehow. We're going to move this over. And then we're going to do, I don't have to worry about, I don't think I'm going to have to worry about this not only being 5 seconds, but we're going to see. We're going to see. Because I'm going to bring this here. And then we're going to see, because this is only a 5-second duration, but I'm going to move these going this way. So we're going to see. So I'm going to go to perform, and it's going to start. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to start it from here. And then now I'm going to go perform. So it's going to start from the 0-second mark. And then we're going to keep going here. Like this person is if they were walking through the forest. And as soon as I stop it there we go. And if I want to pick it up, can I go from here? So I'm gonna have to expand this. And then go from here. So, oh, that sucks. That sucks. Oh, okay. Procreate, please fix that. So when I do the performance, it's only as long as the actual frame is, the actual duration is, and I don't like that. Dang, that sucks. Okay, that sucks. I don't like that. All right, whatever. So let's do here. I'm going to go to perform again. Because that was definitely more than 5 seconds, right? So I'm gonna go here because it's waiting for me to take action, which I don't think you guys can see. The little dot up there is waiting for me to go ahead and take action. So we're gonna take here, and then we're gonna go ahead and go across here. There we go. So now, since I don't know how long, we're just going to do fit to content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this back. Actually, I'm not, let me get out of perform because I'm done performing. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'm going to expand that. So now let's see it play. So I would have a character who looks like they're literally traveling. So my background is moving. And of course, if I wanted to, we'll do some more stuff with this. I'm really just playing around with the performance tool and kind of seeing what I can kind of get away with. So we're going to stop here. I'm going to do another drawing here, drawing track, settings. Actually, let me do finish drawing real quick. Okay, I did do another drawing track. Okay, so edit drawing. I'm going to airbrush, soft airbrush. You're going to get some, I'm going to, of course, I will change the layering on this so that way the trees are in the foreground here. And then, oopsies, lighten that up. I want to go more on the, there you go. And then a little bit darker here. Nope. There we go. So there we go with that. Now do finish drawing. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take this and move it down this track, I can delete the track there. So that's what we've got going on, right? Now performance tool, let's go ahead and add another, done drawing. Let's go ahead and add another track, a drawing track. And finish. I do, okay, so it adds it to where you have your bar here. So just be mindful of that. So we're gonna go here. Actually, we'll do edit drawing, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have, since this is an alien planet, I'm gonna have a yellow cloud, and we're gonna have, whoopsies, edit drawing. We're gonna have this yellow cloud. Do I even have textures? Let's see if I have a cloud texture. Elements. Clouds, there we go. So we're gonna do, oh, it's too big. We're gonna do this cloud here, and then we'll do like another cloud here, and like another cloud here, and then maybe another cloud here, something like that. In fact, what I'll do is actually, let's do the, I'm gonna move all of these back here, and then I'm going to select this one. Oh shit. Select and move this one further up like that, and then yeah, that's fine. Okay, so go settings, we're gonna get out of this drawing area here. It did cut off my cloud here, so let's go to edit drawing again, and apparently I need to actually edit, I need to actually edit the canvas within this as well to make sure that that's correct. Okay, that's okay. So all right, within the actual drawing layer. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. So we're going to select this, and I'm going to, can I clear? No. So I'm gonna select this, and then clear. Nope. I can't even do it there, so I'm just gonna do cut. There we go. Son of a bitch. So select, then cut. There we go. So we're gonna do a larger cloud here, like this, for whatever reason. All right. And then what we'll do is we'll get out of this drawing, self finish. So that way you've got the whole cloud there, right? And then so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna see what the keyframes are gonna do. So first keyframe is there. So I'm gonna do keyframe. It's gonna be a fill, it's gonna be a move, so we're gonna do it that way. I think that's where how you would select the keyframe, and then we're gonna go here, and then I'm gonna have another keyframe here, right? And then I need to select where the other keyframe is gonna be, like there, and then the last one, I want this here, and then it added that keyframe. Okay, and then I need to move this so that way the this is behind the trees. Shit. Yeah, there we go. But I want it to go over. There we go. So let's see. Let's try playing this out now. So I'm going to tap 4 hands to make it full screen, and then we're going to play. And of course, you've got the clouds going. So just playing around with certain things on the program. All right, I'm gonna let my big head out real quick so he can stop whining. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. And of course, tap out, and then there we go. All right, give me a second, guys. Let me go let Seven out of his cage. I'm coming. I'm coming. You gonna start working, everybody? You gonna start working, everybody? I see you. No, get out of here. I need to get your food ready. Out of my kitchen. I see you. Get out of my kitchen. Get out of my kitchen. All right. So, no, get out of here, punk. Mm-mm. Your food is soaking. So, I'm gonna get. So, this is what it looks like. You can see everything coming in from the side. So, just as a reminder, no, get out of here. Just as a reminder, if you are doing something, a drawing on a particular track, so I don't know why this track is there. But if you're doing a drawing on a track, we'll do add track, right? We'll not do add track, we'll do add drawing. This is the automatic, I don't know how it comes up with this, the active screen area, but if you need to change this and make it longer or whatever the case may be, you have to do it within that track. So you'd have to go to settings, canvas, shape and resize, and adjust it to what you needed to adjust it to for that particular track. And then that'll be the active canvas area for that particular track. Because if you look at this one, or this one, the sky for or the track for this one, it's the standard for this particular size. So just be mindful of that. All right, stop it. Just be mindful of that if you are doing a lot of different layers with hand drawn stuff in it. You need to make sure that if you need to adjust the canvas, or if you're drawing, if you don't have enough canvas after you've drawn everything in, that oopsies, focus, that you need to go in your settings in your canvas and resize it to go ahead and add what you need to add into it. But the reason I think, this is only my assumption here, the reason I think that Procreate has really separated the drawing slash flip book, not slash, but the drawing and the flip book option compared to what it was before, was so that people could draw their backgrounds within Procreate Dreams versus having to versus sorry, I'm eating a Ritz cracker, versus having to import their backgrounds from Procreate into Procreate Dreams. Because if I do, I'm just gonna do another thing here. We'll do empty. It's soaking. Your food is soaking. If I were to, where's my battery at? I'm at 100%. Let me go ahead and plug my phone in. If I were to, what was I about to talk about? So yes, it was. If I wanted to do a background, right? So I would have to go into draw. Stop whining at me. Stop whining at me. It's enough. I'm gonna change the background here. Because say I want something, I'm going to let's change the canvas here. So I don't need it. So I'm just gonna do something like this, just in case I want to change the, because I can also move it around here, right? I'm gonna do it that way. We'll do that. I don't know what this, I guess you can see, oh, so you can see the original. Okay, got you. Well, can you expand it out? Yeah. Okay, so I guess it's so you can see the original. Okay, cool, turn up. So if you want to see the original proportions of what the screen was beforehand, before you cropped and resized, there you go. Okay, settings, resample. Okay, turn up. Cool, so we'll do that. I'm going to pull up a reference. I'm just gonna go Pinterest. I know, shoot me. You hear him in the background whining like a little punk? Because he can't wait. Oh, I'm just gonna do environment. Doesn't matter what it is. Bruh, it's enough. I'm gonna do Mm-mm. Environment. Oh, I'll just keep this, and then what we'll do, I'll take this one. I'm going to download this real quick. Pull up Procreate Dreams. Nope, that's Procreate. I don't want that. Dang it! I don't want you, Procreate. Dang it! I don't want you. Close. I'm gonna pull up my Rapid Viz or VizRef, which is actually one of the best programs if you're trying to pull up reference, if you're trying to save references. You can download it or import from the website from like Google. You can do it from Pinterest, but you can do it from Google. Just drag and drop. Pinterest, you have to download the image then import it. But afterwards, then you can delete it. But prevents you from like just randomly scrolling on like on Pinterest or something like that if you have Pinterest open. Hey, that's enough. Your food is soaking. You're gonna wait. So here's my image. I'm going to shrink this bad boy up here because this is what happened. You hear this? Sir, stop it. Don't wag your telling me. Don't you wag your telling me? What you want, punk? Get out of here. You want your food? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get him his food real quick so he can leave me alone. All right, hold on. It's coming. You're ridiculous. All right, we'll do like that. I just want to zoom out here. I'm gonna have to change my my tools here. Painting. I'll just do painting. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Actually, try acrylic. I'm coming. Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. All right, give me a sec. I'm coming. Get out of here. Get off me. Get out of my kitchen. Back up. Hold on. All right. Now that he's eating his food and can leave me alone for the next 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and this is gonna be so rough, but I just want to sit here and play with some stuff. So, ooh, too big, but whatever. Too small. Go here, and then maybe there's this like here, and then it's here. It's kind of this weird shape here. And then we'll do this here. It's like a off color here. Got these in the background here. And then there's like this here. But there's like this, and you've got that, and you've got this. It's like a hole here. Boom. And then let's go ahead and add some darker shades here. I'm just really kind of playing around because I wanted to see something. So like here, this is all foreground here, and then you go more on the darker side here. Because all of this. Right. And then I'll even do, this needs to be darker. Oh, this needs to be darker because this is really like the sides of the cliffs here. Like all this needs to go dark. And then we can just go darker here. And this is here, like this. And then this is really dark here. Maybe dark up here. Whatever. This is just little stuff here. And then maybe here. And maybe here it's darkness. Darker. And that. And then maybe these background elements here that we put in. It's gonna go here. And then for the sky here, kind of want, it's not going to be white, it's going to be like a grayish color. I do want to just kind of lay that in. And then stop. And then maybe a little bit darker from the bluish tint for the water here, maybe. Maybe a little bit more blue, just so that way you kind of know it's water. And then what we'll do, add this here, so that way that's, I'm trying to think what else. I do want to add a little bit of that greenage, that foliage here, so we'll do a little bit of foliage here. This is not that's the type of study here. We're just, I want to see what I can do playing around the background stuff here. So okay, that's what, maybe a little bit of greenery here. Okay, so now that I have that in, so now we can expand this. So if I get out of the drawing mode, so I'm going to finish drawing. This is what my current active area is. So I don't want this. I want to be able to see more. So actually, no, let's keep this. So I'm going to keep this. But say I want to, like, it's pushing on the freaking, there we go. It's pushing on the thing. Say I want to make it look like I'm zoomed in, and now I want to zoom out into the actual scene. So I'm going to have to move all this stuff in, right? So we're going to do keyframe here. And then I'm going to go, oh shit. Keyframe here. Here, then we're going to do move, and then we're going to do move and scale. And then I'm going to go here, and then we're going to go like this. And that's the keyframe, right? So when I play it back, this is what it looks like zoomed, like as the just the active screen area. That's what I'm getting into, right? So back. So in fact, I think I want to edit this more. Shit. So we're going to do this. So I'm going to go back to the keyframe. So keyframe, but do I have a keyframe here? I do have a keyframe here. I don't have one over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out here, and then I think I want to go here. Dang it, come on. And I want to go here. But I also want this. So I'm going to go here more. Nope. I want this to go over like this. So hopefully that'll give me that'll show the way I want it to. So I'm going to go full screen real quick, and then let's go and play it. So this is what it looks like right there. Okay, so I want to make this look like it's going slower. So I'm going to do is, let me see if I can expand this time frame here to 10 seconds, which means I can go ahead and expand this drawing out. And then I wonder if I can adjust this keyframe area. I'm going to do crap. I have to, yeah. this keyframe. I wonder if I can move this keyframe. Ooh, I can move this keyframe. Turn up. Okay, so there's that. Because I wanted to take longer. And let's see if what it looks like when it takes longer. Like I said, I'm just experimenting. I'm literally just playing with this program. I haven't even gotten into the animation book yet. So we're going to, dang it, come on, dang it. Scrub, son of a biscuit. How do you scrub it back? There we go. And play. So even though it doesn't look like the background is moving, like it looks like it's just zooming out, it's actually zooming out plus moving to the side, I think. So let me double check. Because, yeah, moving it over to the side as well, so that way you can actually see more of it. So, okay, cool. And then if I wanted to, let's do this, because I am enjoying playing with this a lot. We're going to do this. I'm going to add a track that I'm going to draw on flipbook, like a flipbook. So remember, the drawing is as if you're, okay, so when it comes to the drawing, I think of the drawing option now as more of drawings for like your backgrounds or stationary objects. And then your flip book is the stuff that is going to be frame by frame animation stuff. So we're going to go compose. I'm going to go here, and we're going to be doing the hell is it called? Oh my gosh, flip books, right? So we're going to change this. I'm going to do black. I'm going to change my brush here to the imported stuff because I want my F pencil. Do F pencil square. I favor that one a lot more than any of my other stuff. So we'll do this, and then we'll do maybe this guy. We'll just do maybe this guy sitting down. Like this. And then we'll drag it on for like 2. We'll hold it for 2. Then we'll go here. And then actually what we'll do, stop it. We'll actually hold him for longer because, stop. Because technically, let's do this. I'm gonna exit the flip book real quick because I want to expand this out. I'm gonna go here. Okay, so expands to, what frame is that? 40. Jesus. So we're just gonna expand it out to 40. Okay, cool. At least I can do that. So we're gonna go 40 here. He's still not in this, son of a biscuit. All right, well, screw this. Let me do this. I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna edit this because that's a lot of frames for him not to still be in this. So we're gonna erase all of this. And then we'll put him over here. We'll put him here. He's gonna be sitting. He's gonna be kind of small. I may have to shrink this up a little bit. Probably even smaller. I'm gonna do here. Like that. No, son of a bitch. Hold on. Oh my god. Okay, clear. Delete frame. Okay. let's get an idea of what this scene is actually doing. So zooming out. He's zooming out. Okay. Okay, you know what? I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. So we're gonna have this guy here. He's gonna be sitting. And the funny thing is, because the scene is moving, I do have to do crap, what is it called? Frame by frame animation to accommodate for this, right? So and then we're gonna go to the next one because the scene is moving. Like the scene is moving and I want him to kind of stay where he's at. And I'm not gonna draw him too much smaller, even though technically I know he would be being drawn smaller since he's zooming out, but it's already pretty small. Because at one point he's just gonna probably look like this, and then we have to do here. So I mean that's kind of what this one I don't like. Of course, you know, if I was actually caring, I'd actually be a little bit more mindful of everything. I'd probably even put like place markers on the layer that has the environment, but it's not really important right now. Just gotta. And it looks like there's like no point, but as I'm zooming out into this bigger screen area, so if I exit flipbook, and then you kind of see this guy, and you kind of see him. Wait. So it's zooming out. So technically I could have kept him a little bit bigger, but it is what it is. And then maybe there's another guy. So stop. I'm going to do another flip book because maybe there's another guy who's over here. Who's kind of looking out. Just do like this. I technically could have thickened my my brush here. Actually, there we go. Maybe he's trying to get a hold of the one guy that's sitting over there. Let me adjust so I'm going to adjust this is where I can adjust my onion skin. So we're going to go to settings. Excuse me. I'm going to go to onion skin, and then for the backward framing, I'm going to drop it maybe to like 2. And I'll keep the opacity where it's at and the color where it's at. I don't know where it says blend primary frame. Let's turn that on. Oh. I don't like it. Oh, it's blending it into the onion skin. Nope, don't like it. Nope. So maybe he's saying hi to, or trying to get the attention of the guy who is who is on the rocks on the other side. Maybe he's trying to get a hold of him. Maybe he swam out over to these rocks to explore something. So if we play it back, trying to get a hold of the other guy. So I'm gonna exit the flip book real quick. So this is what it looks like. And it's less than a second of animation. But if I wanted to, I could put these on 2s. Let me do this. I'm gonna expand this out. And then I'm gonna edit this flip book. And then what I'm gonna do is, can I do multiple? Can I do it? Nope, can't. Ah, crap, that sucks. Whatever. Oh, it was only 10 anyway. And I'm going to expand these out 1 frame each. So that way we are now, instead of 10 frames, we're at 20 frames. So it's a little bit slower now, these actions. And then this guy, I'm gonna edit flip book. I do want to make him a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go back with these keyframes here where he's shrinking, and I'm going to try to keep him the same size. If I wanted to, I could continue this animation to where he notices the guy and then waves back at him, but we're not doing that. And technically, honestly, I really can't with this one. I don't think I can with this one with the keyframes, because this one's moving a lot more, I feel like, than this one is. So it just makes it a little bit harder, I think, to have this one look like he's staying in place with the background moving as much the way it is. You want to practice animation, practice with some stick figures, with simple stuff. I mean, you couldn't do the complicated stuff if you want, but I feel like stick figures help you kind of get used to simple actions before getting into complicated stuff. So let's got 19. Oh, the other one is 20. Hi, big boy. Hi, the big boy. Oh, the big boy. Oh, you gonna put your head in my screen? You gonna put your head in my screen? Huh? It's your big old head, the big old noggin, That big old noggin. That big old noggin. Get out of here. Ew. Excuse me. Get off my stuff. Get off my stuff. Ah. 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 Get out of here. Get out of here. Push that. Now he's gonna go get his chew toy because he wants to play tug of war. You gonna bring it over here? Come on. What? What's your chew toy? Where's your chew toy? He's either gonna bring. He better not be trying to bring his bone over here. I can't play tug of war with him on that. He's got a few of his toys that he lets play tug of war with. I like to chew on. I think he's about to spend a good 15 minutes, 20 minutes chewing on that freaking bone. So you guys gonna hear that. Sorry. And then we're gonna do one more frame. Here. There we go. So we're gonna go finish. This is where we're at. So this guy's waving here, trying to get the other guy's attention. And it's literally less than, it's a second and a half's worth of action here, second and a half. So that's what we're seeing here as the background starts to zoom out to make it seem like we are getting a bigger view of the environment. So there's that. So I'll just do, go to theater again. We'll do rename. I'll just do test 2. There we go. Oh. But some we can go to the demos real quick because this is some of the stuff. This is the stuff that people have been able to make within Procreate. Now these are the first ones that came out. So it says 1.0. So when Procreate first came out, I did convert. Well, I didn't convert them. Procreate automatically does that. Procreate Dreams automatically does that. So if I click on this one, it's going to convert it to 2 automatically. So this is what it looks like, right? So I'm going to go to theater. I'm just going to delete this one because I already have it in the Procreate Dreams 2.0 file. So this is what it looks like with everything. So if we zoom in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up here so we can kind of get because I want to explore what these timelines look like for these particular projects to see what these animators really did. So what I want to do real quick is I'm going to turn the audio off. I'm just going to play the animation so you guys can see it, which I'm pretty good. You probably, if you guys have seen this program before, you have seen this animation, or if you have the program, you've seen this animation. And this is about a 15, 16 second animation. So we're going to play it real quick. I'm going to play it full screen first. 7, my dude. I'm going to put this on the charger, my pencil, the charger, so I can actually charge up a little bit. My big boy. You see his head? You see his head? He is in my, get out of here. Get out of here. No. Get out of here. You want a box? That you want? You want these hands? You want these hands, sir? Okay, I know. Get out of here. Okay, it's gonna grab one of his toys. So we're gonna play this animation real quick, and then we'll look into the breakdown of these animations. But I do find that interesting for how to use this program to get a better idea of how to get the most out of this type of program. So let's go ahead and play. 7, stop it. So we're gonna go ahead and play. Like I said, I'm not playing the audio. So we're gonna play it one more time, as 7 is trying to annoy the bedelia out of me. Play one more time. And I'm not sure who did this one. Um, I wish, I don't think there's project, project, artwork. Oh, here we go. Here's the animator. Have had to, I don't know how you pronounce that, but that's the person. That's the person if you want to check them out. So we're gonna go back here. It's a 16-second animation, drawn at 24 frames per second. Um, I don't think there's anything else I can get, any other information I can get from there. Okay, so now we're going to shrink this up a little bit because I want to look more into this. So we're going to, audio still turned off, but we have, it's broken up into different scenes. So we have scene 1 camera, and we've got scene 2 camera. This is the names that they put for these. Scene 3, scene 4, scene 5, scene 6, scene 7. So you can see the different scenes are broken up by these like cuts. I call it like cut scenes, whatever, right? And there's action within each scene. So we'll go and look into more of those as well. For me, this has kind of helped studying to kind of understand how these animations are put together. So if I want to put something together later on for myself, when I want to have different scenes, I'm literally able to see how these people have done it. So in scene 1, they've got, of course, these are all the layers because this is grouped. Yeah. So if you, let's do this. If you look at it as a whole with everything condensed, it's broken up into just the scenes. You have scene 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then within each grouping of scenes, the audio is linked to its own thing. Within each scene, if you press the down or grouping, because this is a group here pretty much, and then they broke the group, they named scene. So let's do this real quick. I'm going to go. So I want to see something real quick. I guess I'll go here. No, I don't want to do that one. Let's do. Let's just do a new one. Let's just do new, whatever. I will do flip book, right? So if I want to, I'll do multiple tracks. Let's do this. I want to test something here. More over. Well, I'm playing with this program, so I expect it to be a while. So if I'm doing this, I'm just gonna do a stick figure. It's a 5-second duration. Yeah, so let's do, I'm just gonna, I don't know how to, you know what? Let's do a drawing first, and then we're gonna just do a big, like a mountain type situation here. I'm gonna do that. Oop. Son of a biscuit. Let's try this again. There we go. Not the best. Let me change my pencil. We'll do the hard. We'll do the hard one here. Drop it, and then there we go. Boom. Okay. And then so this is the scene. The drawing, finished drawing. So if I wanted to, I guess if I wanted to group this, right? Then I can group it. And then it says group, but let me do, but then I can rename it. So I'm going to see if I were to rename it. Do I have to push group twice? That's stupid. Hold on. Hi, big boy. Oh my gosh. Could you get your 7? I love you. But you're being ridiculous, my dude. You're being ridiculous. You're being ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay, well fine. Put your big ass head in the way. I don't care. I don't care. So if I do this, come on, man. Not you, 7. Just that you, not you. Get out of here. So if I want to group, it groups it, right? It groups it. Then can I rename this group? I don't want to have to group it again. I just want to rename it. Do I have to group it again? Group again. And then group, and then group again. And then can I stop it? Can I rename it? Ugh. I got your drool on me. Get out of here. Okay, I love you too. Okay. 7. We gonna fight. We gonna fight, my dude. I promise you we gonna fight. I can't rename it. Why not? So let me undo the second group that I did. So there's just the one group. Okay. And then can I go this? And then, okay, there we go. I'm gonna say son of a biscuit, scene, so I just did scene 1, so it'll apply, right? So this would be scene 1, right, for whatever reason. And then we're gonna expand this timeline out. Son of a gun, and then we're gonna expand this out. And then say I want to add another drawing. Can I not do the drawing on the same scene? I don't think so. I think it has to be, oh, there we go. I can move it. Okay. Very cool. So I can delete that track and then have, this is a grouping. Let's do this. I'm gonna move this to a different track. I'm gonna edit drawing, and then we'll say we'll have, for whatever reason, we'll just have a city block type situation, I guess, for whatever reason. And then maybe I'll do a lighter grayish, and then that'll be like that. Sir, get out of here. And then I'll do a new track. We are gonna fight. Give me a noogie. No, don't bite my pencil. You want a noogie? You want a noogie? I'll give you a noogie. I'll give you a noogie. Noogie. You better now? We're gonna do another flip screen here. I can't play tug of war with you with a ball. He wants to play tug of war, but he brought his tennis ball. I can't do anything with that. Get him. But he does like to play keep away. Before he gives me, before I have to literally catch him with it, and then he will play tug of war because he's a weirdo like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shrink this up to like 7 seconds, just so I can see something real quick. We'll expand that. And then, so let's go ahead. If I were to group this, we have to do the grouping tool and then hold down and group. And then I can rename this group. I have to get here. I have to click on this for whatever reason. It's just let me rename it. Jesus Christ. Come on, man. Oh, I have to unclick that and then go here and then rename. Jesus. Okay. And then rename. Wait, there we go. So what the hell is the rename? Scene 2. And then there we go. So you have scene 1. Why is scene 1 so freaking long? Let's shrink that up to 3 seconds. And then we can do this. We can move this over here. So, you know what? We're gonna shrink this up even more here. Maybe 2 seconds. And then you can do, come on. Move it over, there we go. I do like the snapping feature. The snapping feature is pretty cool. So, and then we'll do here, we're gonna shrink this up to 1 second. So we got multiple different scenes. So within each scene, we have layers that coordinate with that particular scene. Same here. And then if we wanted to, I guess after everything, you could put it down on one one track within itself. So that's how they're doing that. Okay, so now we can go back to theater. I don't want that on iPod. Okay, so now we can go back to demos. 7, we gonna fight, homie. We gonna fight. We gonna duke it out. So then, so yeah, so within, move this up here. Within each scene, that's how many things they've got going on. And then if we zoom in even more, we've got multiple drawings within each scene. So this is the grass here. These are, I think this is the highlights for, I have to zoom in here. I think the highlights of the grass. What is this? I don't know what this one is. Stop. You gonna give me a minute. So I'm not sure. I'm assuming these are the highlights. I don't know what these are. Because I don't see where it's not showing up. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But we're gonna exit finish drawing. I don't want to miss anything here. Okay, whatever. But then we have the feet here. Okay, so now I can see what it is. Okay, for whatever reason. So that's the smaller grass, whatever. And then we have the line work here. So you can kind of see the line work. Finish drawing. Because none of this is converted to this. Okay, so that's why none of this is converted to flip book. All of this is still, everything is as a drawing itself. So none of this is converted to like flip book, which these would be flip books, I'm pretty sure. And then you've got a group within another group, and this is like the hair, or what is this? Oh, this is the coloring of the feet and the highlights. So if I do that, see, it's the highlight and the coloring of the foot and the shadow. So that's what that is. And then you've got a masking layer here. That's these lines here within the feet, the markings there. And then you've got the coloring of the feet here. I guess like the base coat, the base coloring. Oh no, that's the foot in the front, the foreground here. Okay. And then you've got these here. Oh, you know what's so cool? I didn't pay attention. It's copy and paste for the feet, I think, for the most part. Because when that second foot comes in, it's almost following that same pattern, I think. Not fully. So okay. And then you've got the background, the actual background, and it's just a full drawing. It's just, this is the actual drawing of that image. So that's scene 1. And then if we go to scene 2, same thing. You've got all these drawings within the scene, and then you've got the background as its own separate drawing. Like I said, I haven't converted these other layers into flipbooks. So as it's just going to show as drawings, because it was originally made in Procreate 1.0. So you can just kind of see that. And I think this is all coloring. Actually, let me zoom in here. You can zoom in. This is all hand drawn. So I think all the coloring and everything is done within this one layer. And it gives you an idea of what, if you're looking to draw animation, like the frames, because this is not, it's not like that's what you're dealing with, right? But when you play it, it's like your mind naturally just puts just kind of fills those in-betweens in. So not every frame is a frame by frame. Like this is pose to pose, I guess, right? Pose to pose. And this is pose to pose. Or something like that. I don't know. Well, no, that's like an in-between, because like you have here and then here, and this is like an in-between from these two. But it's like your mind naturally puts in the smaller actions between those. So that's pretty cool. And I'm sure with this guy, there's a blur effect that was added to this to make it not as focused. Because even though he's coming in the front of her, she's still the main focus, it seems. I feel like there's a lot you can learn when you really break down an animation like this. And understanding like what you can generally leave out within an animation. And so that's scene 2. Right, so we're going to go ahead and close that one. Then we're going to go to scene 3. So this is scene 3. And then they're so small. Like I want to bring this down. I want to zoom in here. They're so small. And they can see the detail that they are adding within a scene like this, because these characters are so far away and they're not right up on you. And I think this also kind of helps me with my comic work, because on smaller on smaller figures, I'm always trying to put as much detail in as possible, and there's no need for it, honestly, because you're not really going to see it. And especially if you're talking about comics, like depending on the printing size, you're not going to see that detail. I do want to put this up more. So that's how. So here we go. So from here, I hope I didn't mess anything up. Let's do this. This is how I can make sure I didn't screw it up. I'm just going to delete this. Delete. And then we're going to do this. I'm going to, there we go. And then what we're going to do, I'm just going to do theater real quick. I'm going to move this into the second one, because that way, make sure I didn't mess it up there. So we're going to go into scene, I think it was scene 3. So we're going to go to scene 3 here. So you got here, and then and you can see they're moving the background as well as the figures, like they're drawing the figures, but they're also moving the background. They're also moving, I wish I could just move, there we go. They're also moving the background slightly, not much. It's very small amount, but it is moving slightly. And see, like this, that's one. Like you can see like the action here. Like that big leap, boom, that big leap there. And then down. And see, while he's still stuck in that big action, now you're seeing her move. So it's kind of like a ping pong. Like when he's still, she's moving. When she's still, he's moving. It looks like. I don't want to do that. Come on, man. I just want to move. Like, this is what it's doing here. Yeah. So if you're paying attention, see when he's moving, or not moving, she's moving. And then when he's not moving, she makes a move. And then he makes a move. And she makes a move. And he makes a move. And she makes a move. So it's like a balance within that as well. So it's pretty cool. I like that. But then we're going to go to scene 4, I think. And then see that frame? So it's boom, boom. Hi, big boy. I know. I see you. Okay. All right. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to go play with 7 because he wants some attention. And then there's that. So, and this is a set. This is a scene, and then this is a whole entire scene. But even the slight movement of the background, if you just pay attention to the background, the slight movement of the background, the slight zoom, it's not much, but it's like a slight zoom. It feels like it makes all the difference. Well, it's like a pan out, but it makes all the difference. So. But I'm gonna finish it up here for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably come back later on tonight and actually work on working from the animator survival kit book after playing around with Procreate. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.